A tremor shakes the Montana wilderness, splitting the earth and sending a thunderous roar echoing through the mountains. Nobody notices it at first, just another quiver of nature. But something enormous is moving beneath the soil. Locals whisper of old legends, stories of a giant lost to time, dismissed as folklore. When a farmer's cattle vanish overnight and strange footprints appear near the river, panic slowly creeps into the town. A young geologist, sent to study unusual seismic activity, stumbles upon an underground cavern large enough to swallow a house. The air is heavy with a strange, ancient energy. As night falls, the ground shakes violently, and the first glimpses of a colossal shadow moving through the forest terrify the few who witness it. Phones die, power flickers, and a dense mist rolls over the mountains. Something ancient has awoken, and its purpose is unknown. Rumors spread, videos leak online, and the world begins to notice that this is no ordinary disaster. In the shadows, a predator rises, its eyes glowing faintly in the darkness, intelligent and aware, observing the humans who have trespassed into its domain. Humanity is about to face a force unlike anything they've ever imagined. The giant's first appearance is a nightmare realized. A wildlife photographer hiking along a ridge captures footage that goes viral. A massive silhouette moving through the trees, taller than any building, with limbs capable of crushing anything in its path. Panic spreads across the nation as social media amplifies the terrifying images. The government scrambles to respond, sending specialized agents to Montana, but their helicopters and drones struggle to even track the colossal being. Survivors describe a presence that seems aware, almost calculating. Roads are blocked, towns evacuated, and the media broadcasts continuous warnings. People leave everything behind, fleeing towards cities that might offer safety, though the giant moves unpredictably, cutting off escape routes. Scientists rush to study its biology, trying to understand its origins, while conspiracy theorists declare it a punishment, an alien entity, or a secret weapon gone rogue. The creature's movements are deliberate. It seems drawn toward humanity in a way that is almost personal. And as night falls, it lets out a roar so deafening it shakes buildings miles away, signaling that this is only the beginning of something far worse. Historical records hidden in dusty archives reveal that the giant was once a figure of reverence and terror. Early settlers and native tribes left cryptic symbols and carvings depicting a creature of unimaginable size and power. A historian discovers an ancient journal detailing encounters that ended in devastation, rituals performed to keep the giant dormant, and warnings that humanity should never awaken it. Each entry paints a picture of a being far more intelligent than previously believed, capable of learning and adapting. Scientists and the historian team up, trying to decode the symbols and understand the creature's behavior. The giant's existence is intertwined with forgotten aspects of America's history, buried deliberately to hide the threat. Artifacts scattered across the country may hold the key to survival, but time is running out. People panic as earthquakes, landslides, and sudden disappearances increase in frequency. The town becomes a ghost town, streets abandoned, shops looted, lights flickering as the giant's presence grows stronger. Humanity's hubris, it seems, has awakened not just a beast, but a force that knows its past, anticipates human actions, and punishes those who dare to trespass on its land. The giant descends into the forests surrounding a small town in Idaho, its steps crushing trees and toppling vehicles. Survivors band together, forming an uneasy alliance between scientists, local hunters, and townspeople. They track the creature, leaving notes and markers to study its patterns. Each encounter is a terrifying test. Its intelligence is apparent in the way it avoids traps, observes from high cliffs, and seems to anticipate their moves. Communication becomes critical as fear threatens to split the group apart. They discover that certain symbols etched into the landscape cause the giant to pause, hinting at ancient knowledge embedded in its psyche. Meanwhile, the military moves in to secure the area, creating tension between civilians trying to survive and authorities trying to control the narrative. A young girl in the town seems strangely connected to the creature, speaking of dreams and visions that warn of its next moves. As night falls, the group realizes that understanding the giant requires more than science. It demands a connection to the old rituals and forgotten history that first contained it. One wrong step, one failed plan, could mean annihilation. A shocking revelation shakes the group. Decades ago, secret government experiments may have caused the giant's awakening. Documents leak, revealing attempts to create a hybrid super creature using ancient DNA, suppressed for public knowledge. Whistleblowers warn that the giant is not just an animal, but a weapon gone out of control. The team grapples with moral outrage and fear. Every step toward understanding the creature reveals darker truths about those who claimed to protect the nation. Tensions mount as agents track the team, trying to suppress the information and control the giant themselves. Meanwhile, natural disasters and mysterious disappearances escalate in towns along the giant's path. Survivors face both the creature and human adversaries, realizing that the threat is twofold. The giant seems almost aware of its history, as if punishing those responsible for its creation and anyone standing in its way. The line between friend and foe blurs, leaving the group with only one option: find the key to its past before it destroys everything in its path. The giant approaches a major city, sending the population into chaos. Traffic jams, panicked evacuations, and failing infrastructure create a perfect storm for disaster. Military forces attempt containment, launching missiles and deploying mechanized units, but the creature easily outmaneuvers them. Helicopters are toppled, buildings crumble under its massive limbs, and news networks broadcast horror live to the world. The team splits. One group tries to lure it into a remote valley to contain it, while the other researches ancient rituals and hidden weaknesses. Every encounter increases the stakes, as the giant shows an almost supernatural ability to anticipate their strategies. Civilians are caught in a terrifying game of survival, forced to make impossible choices as the beast moves relentlessly forward. Time runs short, alliances fray, and the desperate hope of humanity begins to hang by a thread. The giant is not only a predator, it is a force of reckoning, testing the resilience, courage, and ingenuity of everyone in its path. The team sets a desperate trap combining science and ritualistic knowledge. Explosives, decoys, and ancient symbols are arranged in a remote canyon, drawing the giant into a confrontation. As the plan unfolds, one member sacrifices themselves to ensure the trap works, holding the giant at bay long enough for the others to proceed. The creature fights back with terrifying intelligence, smashing through obstacles, destroying the canyon walls, and forcing survivors to improvise under extreme pressure. Heart-pounding moments reveal both the bravery and fragility of humanity, as the giant's presence challenges every instinct. The ritual begins to take effect, slowing the giant, but not without consequences. Emotional farewells, betrayals, and acts of heroism mark the moments as the survivors realize that stopping the creature requires both courage and understanding. The air is thick with smoke, dust, and fear, yet faint hope flickers that this might be the turning point. The final confrontation occurs near a historical landmark, where the giant's full history and power converge. The remaining team members combine knowledge of the past with modern technology to deliver a last, desperate strike. Explosions and ancient energy collide, shaking the earth as the giant is weakened, yet its intelligence shines in a final, chilling display. Humanity prevails, but the victory is bittersweet. Friends are lost, cities lie in ruins, and the secret of the giant's origin remains partly hidden. As the dust settles, a shadow moves in the distance, hinting that this might not be the last giant. The survivors gaze toward the horizon, knowing that the balance between humanity and the unknown has shifted forever. The story ends with an unsettling quiet, leaving the audience questioning whether the next awakening could be even worse.